What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Knight. Welcome back to another video here at The Bad Philosopher. Okay, so former three-time congressman from El Paso, Texas, Beto O'Rourke is running for president of 2020. He announced it. Now, this is a man who last year, if you recall, he ran for Senate in Texas against Ted Cruz. He came pretty close to winning, but he did not win. Some people saying that he almost won. He almost flipped the state blue. I don't think so. I don't look at it that way. I think it was a pretty low voting turnout, and that's why the numbers was as close as it was. I don't think he had a chance of beating Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz has fallen out of favor with a lot of Republican voters. A lot of people didn't show up to vote for him. I think, I don't think the voting numbers in that case reflect the real numbers of the state of Texas. Now, for a while, Beto was saying that he wasn't going to run. Now he's saying he is going to run for president. If you recall, while he was running for Senate, he was talking about tearing down the wall and the fencing, and he said the wall caused violence or something like that, or whatever statement it was that he made. And it's like, no, it doesn't. The wall protects Americans from people illegally entering the country, people that might come here and commit violent acts. We don't need that. We don't need people sneaking in weapons and drugs and human trafficking and all that stuff. What goes on in the other country that has nothing to do with us. So he thinks tearing down a wall is a good idea. It's not a good idea. I mean, he's either saying that to pander or he really means it. Either way, I think that's kind of dangerous. Now, this is a man who's, first of all, his name is not Beto. His name is Robert O'Rourke. He's an Irish American who's, this is the ultimate form of cultural appropriation. The guy thinks he's Latino. We have Elizabeth Warren who thinks she's a Native American, and you have, Beto O'Rourke who thinks he's Latino. Changed his name. That's like me changing my name to Ricardo because my kids are half Puerto Rican, and all my childhood friends who I'm still friends with to this day are Puerto Rican, and so I'm going to change my name to a Spanish name and pretend to be a part of a culture that I'm not. And this is what he's doing. I don't think he's going to do very well. Well, at least he shouldn't. In theory, he shouldn't do very well with progressives. They should call him out immediately, him and Elizabeth Warren. If they're not hypocrites, which they are, but in order for them not to be hypocrites and in order for them to be woke, they need to call these two people out immediately. I think they're going to get dropped off pretty quick. I don't think they're going to resonate with the middle of the road Democrats. Are not going to want them. Pretty much. I mean, Beto just recently said something crazy, right? He just came back on some 3-day soul searching mission and decided to run for president. He said, America's last hope or something like that. That's like his slogan. That's what he said in the little interview with his wife that he did about when he announced running for president. He was like, decided that I am the only hope for America or something like that. It's like, no, you're not. The country's doing a lot better in Trump's hand than it was in the 8 years of Obama. You're not going to come and make anything any better. You're not going to be able to top what the president has done already. Let's stop it. First off, who the hell goes on soul searching missions? What adults? I mean, what is this? What is a soul searching mission? You had to drive somewhere for 3 days and get lost in the countryside to find yourself. This is like the scene in Purple Rain when Prince was like, "Why don't you purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka?" It's like, what the hell does that even mean? Do I really need to purify myself? Like, you know what I mean? It's just like symbolic bullshit. That's all this is, and it's just nonsense. And the man looks really foolish. He should change his name back to Robert if he wants to get any real respect from anyone. I don't think he's right economy-wise. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. He definitely has no foreign, other than like dealing with Spanish people. That's the extent of his foreign relation experience. Is like just speaking Spanish to Spanish-speaking people while he's ordering tacos. Like that's his experience when dealing with international affairs. I don't think he's going to do very well. He kind of like reminds me of the guy who like shows up in like a Halloween costume and doesn't know when it's time to stop acting like that character, right? Like he probably shows up every Halloween dressed as Zorro with the fake mustache, that costume and the sword, and speaks with the Spanish Zorro accent all night long. And they're like, "We get it, Beto. You're Zorro. We get it. You can stop pretending now to be to be Zorro." But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next, he's kind of like that movie with Kevin Costner, Dances with Wolves, when he ends up meeting the Native Americans and he becomes one with them. Like, here's Beto. It's like, but instead of Dances with Wolves, it's drinking with Mexicans or something. And now he thinks he's one of them. Like, he's not going to do very well. I mean, it's just silly. It's a great laugh. It's fun to poke fun at him, but with all seriousness, He is not the one. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the know-how, and he's not going to. He's not. I don't think he's going to do very well polling wise. I think the front runners right now are Sanders and Harris. One's a communist, one's an intersectionalist, whatever, and they're going to battle it out on the progressive side for who's the most woke all the way to the finish line. Unless Creepy Joe, Uncle Joe Biden, runs and he has the best chance of winning, being that his experience, the years in the Senate, running for president, being a 2-term vice president, having the Obamas and the Clintons behind him, having a relationship with the DNC. I think he definitely has, and then plus the foreign relations, stuff like that. So experience. So I think he has the best chance, although I'm going to stick to my guns and say that I'm putting my money on Trump for 2020. On the Democratic side, I'm not going to make any bets until the debating starts. I'm not going to place my bets on anyone because it's anything goes, and nobody thought Trump was going to win, so it could be the same thing with the Democrats. Although at the start of it, I'm going to say I don't think Beto O'Rourke is going to do very well. I think he's going to get dumped off pretty early on in this. It's funny because he's like, here he is, a cisgender straight white male patriarch running for the president of the Democratic side, pretending to be Latino, and we have a real Latino who's running for president, who's from Texas as well. I think he lives in California now. I forgot his name. What is it, Julian something? I don't remember his name. They don't talk about it much, but he's a real Latino running, and he can't. He's probably not going to win. He's probably going to do less than the fake Latino. This is hysterical. I don't know. The Democratic Party is all, it's upside down world, this bizarro world for them. So, but we'll see what happens. It's interesting. I hope more people come out to run. It gives people like me chances to, opportunities to make more videos and laugh at them. So we'll see what the future holds. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you on the next video.